So basically, I'm in mid-true fight with Terence. Realistically, Kell Brook says he's inching closer to a, quote, super fight with Terence Bud Crawford. Let's talk about that on this side, the real side. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of that gang, y'all know what to do. Let's get it. Sky Sports, link in the description. Kell Brook edging closer to a super fight with pound-for-pound star Terence Crawford. This is an interview, snippets and quotes. Says Kell Brook edging closer to a super fight. Brook is set to become the next opponent for Crawford, America's 3-weight world champion who currently holds that WBO at welterweight. We know this. Negotiations ongoing about a possible November fight. It's said in Vegas, right? The Sheffield fighter ripped the IBF from Sean Porter. We know. Says, quote, talks are progressing and we feel like we are edging closer, Brook told Sky Sports. My team, they have been in regular contact and dialogue with Bob Arum, realistically, right? So the man from Sheffield says they're trying to get that, fight over the hump. He assures us that both him and Crawford are bang up for it. I hate the UK slang, bang up for it. So hopefully we can get it over the line, give the fight fans something to get excited about, and close 2020 in style. Crawford is the champion, so rightful that they want it stateside. Vegas has been discussed. It suits me, though. I've always wanted to fight in Las Vegas, the bright lights of Sin City. I've dethroned a welterweight American world champion in his own backyard before, obviously referring to Sean Porter. He says, I look forward to doing it again. Date-wise, Bob Arum is looking mid-November. So tell Sky Sports to get the sparklers ready because I'll be bringing the fans fireworks. Brook admitted he has targeted a clash with Crawford since watching him stop Amir Khan. The 34-year-old ended a 14-month absence from the ring with the ruthless knockout. Let's see how they're putting all this extra on it. Of Mark DeLuca in February, and believes even Crawford will find it hard to cope if he produces a vintage display of speed and power. I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling good. I never felt so good this far out from a fight. People talk about the age factor, but overlook that Terence Crawford will be 33 himself by the time we fight. There isn't much between us. I look at the time that's passed and becoming a mature fighter, yada, yada, yada. Knowledge and experience I have make me bang ready for a sensational performance. He's an elite fighter, but he's not been in the ring with anyone that's strong, powerful, quick, with the timing I possess. I think he knows that too. Nobody at 147 can take the right hand from me when it lands flush. I'm a rock star. Yeah, I'm not a doctor. Yeah. Listen, I'm a pop star. Smash the like button. I have mixed feelings about this fight. Like, as I've always said, stylistically, it could be good, because this will be the biggest probably name puncher and welterweight that Crawford has fought, but I have mixed feelings for a couple of reasons. One, as the article depicted, Kell Brook has had a lot of absences, and I've heard stories about Kell Brook. I'm not going to share them on here, but I have questions about his personal life and his weight, things he does in his off season. We'll put it that way. How is he keeping himself? So I don't like the spotty performances and or the inactivities for him. He's saying, oh, Crawford will be 33 and, I'm 34, whatever age he is, right? But the difference is Crawford's been active and Crawford's actively staying in shape. And I haven't heard those same stories about Crawford that I've heard about Kell Brook in his off season. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen Crawford balloon up in weight. I see him in between fights and he's ready to go. He's not necessarily at fight weight, but he's not far from it either. You see what I'm saying? So different lifestyles, different off-season weights and stuff like that. I really don't know, because the thing that bothers me with what Kell Brook says is Kell Brook years ago, after he lost to Errol Spence, right? He said he made an excuse. He said he couldn't make welterweight, right? Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Look, even Spence says, I don't want to hear weight excuses after I beat Brook. So before the fight, Errol Spence, he already knew it was coming. And in true fashion, Kell Brook made those excuses. He says he couldn't make weight and it was too difficult and he struggled to make weight and, you know, it wasn't his true weight. Kell Brook is struggle welterweight. Trying to see what the string of keywords that pulls this up. I don't know. I know he said it, bro. I'm not going to look all day for it. But he says he was struggling to make weight. He said he could no longer make welterweight, and that took its toll, and this, that, and the third. This was in 2017 that he lost to Errol Spence. But now, miraculously, years later, he can easily make 147. So I have questions about that. You said you couldn't fight Errol Spence in 2017 because you were too big and you had to move up to 54. You know, coming down from the Golovkin 160 fight was too much and it took a toll on your body. So you were kind of depleted in the second half of the fight. That was your excuse. Now all of a sudden you can make welterweight again. Plus, like I said, the inactivity, ballooning up in weight, those types of things, those are concerning. If it's vintage Kell Brook, like the article is suggesting, then it could be a good fight, you know, stylistically. But I don't know. It's a shot in the dark. And you would have to rock with the champion on paper. You know, Crawford has delivered more consistent performances. He's younger. He's had the better activity. And he doesn't have two damaged eye sockets that Kell Brook got from the Triple G fight and the Errol Spence fight. So I really don't know if this is like a last payday for Kell Brook, because like Amir Khan looked poor versus Terence Crawford to me. You know, he got dropped in the first round, quit in the fight, basically. Amir Khan, like in the past, he showed massive heart, and he wasn't really the type to quit. He was in rough fights. If he wanted to quit, he would have quit in the Maidana fight, stuff like that. He didn't want to stop the Danny Garcia fight. But it looks like, you know, sometimes when fighters get like they've had enough and had long careers and mileage on them, you know, that heart. You've seen Jeff Horn just quit, but he didn't quit when Pacquiao hurt him badly in the 9th round. So I don't know. So basically, you know, realistically, I mean, I don't really know what Kell Brook has to offer. You know, sometimes fighters can get up like Povetkin versus Dillian White for these last performances, but you know, it's hard to bank on that and imagine the circa 2016 Kell Brook and before. Now, the other major problem that I have is I feel Terence Crawford and his team, they didn't really do him any favors. They didn't do him any favors in what they said. They said, we don't want to fight Sean Porter because he doesn't have a belt and we're friends, so we're not really worried about that. Sean Porter did an interview and he said he talked to Terence Crawford and he said he got bigger fish to fry or something brewing, something in the works, so he's not really worried about the fight. But he also, Crawford himself, mentioned that Sean Porter didn't have a belt, right? So you'll see a common thread. Bomac did an interview with TBV and he said, Keith Thurman, we're not interested in him. He just lost to Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a Hall of Famer, though. And there's no shame losing to a Hall of Famer with 70 plus fights like Pacquiao. And they said, guess what? Keith Thurman don't got a belt, so we're not interested in fighting him. So how is Top Rank working on this fight? Kell Brook, who hasn't even fought at welterweight since 2017. And guess what? He doesn't have a belt. You know why? Because the person that does have the belt is the other person that Terence Crawford's team said they want to fight, Errol Spence. So Kell Brook hasn't had a belt since 2017 in this division, right? And now you're down to fight him, but your team said you guys didn't want to fight beltless people. You only wanted Pacquiao with the belt or Errol Spence. So you've painted yourself, in effect, into a corner by having that tight of stipulations. And I called that, and I said that initially to you guys. I said it doesn't make sense with the welterweight, having the likes of the Ugoses and Porters and Keith Thurman, all great fighters. Danny Garcia, there's guys that don't have belts that are still great fights and great fighters and great fights for Terence Crawford. So I think Crawford's team didn't do him any services by ruling out a lot of options. You know, oh, Ray Robinson, we don't get nothing for fighting him. Gary Russell, oh, we'll get ridiculed because he's too small. Sean Porter, he ain't got a belt, and he's my friend. Keith Thurman, oh, he ain't got a belt. You guys, oh, he ain't got a belt. You know what I'm saying? Neither does Kell Brook. So how you going to fight him? You know, and this is the fight, like I predicted. They said all this stuff about Pacquiao and Crawford in Saudi Arabia or Dubai or Bucharest or Turkey, all these like worldly locations and whimsical, you know, things, all for it to just be who I told you it would likely be, a guy like Kell Brook, or maybe even someone lesser. So the whole charade that Top Rank does when it comes to like big name fights, when they don't have the big name, and then going through all these motions like, oh, it's gonna be Pacquiao, and we've talked to Pacquiao's team, and where it looks like cap, and I think it's a bad look. You know, you could be, I'm a huge fan of Bud. I like Kell Brook. You know, I really like all the welterweights, you know, but I also like the truth, and that's just the truth. No matter how much I appreciate Bud and like his style, I can't like avoid the truth. And you and your team, you know, put additional pressures to fight a champion, and we knew that wasn't going to happen. There's only 2 people at welterweight with belts outside of Crawford. He can't fight himself. Crawford can't fight Bud, you know, Terence versus Bud. So you can't clone yourself and fight yourself. And the only other people with belts, Errol Spence had a fight lined up with Danny Garcia already at the time Bomac did the interview, and then Pacquiao. And Pacquiao's such a star that it didn't look likely that he would fight with the pandemic and no crowd and this, that, and the third. So I have mixed feelings, and it's going to continue to be that way. Kell Brook, don't know if he can make weight. The inactivity scares me. The shaky performance with Michael Zarafa. The fact that he's not a champion, but you said you only want to fight champions. Kell Brook's eyes, the damaged eyes. So I don't know. I don't know if he could pull out a type of performance. You know, it looks like he's in good shape right now, but he's just training for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But a lot of questions about this fight. Like I said, Kell Brook said he couldn't make welterweight. Now he can make it years later. That's not how it works. Usually, as you get older, weight sticks with you more. Your metabolism slows. So how could Kell Brook make 147? But when he lost to Errol Spence, that was his excuse and scapegoat for losing. He's saying, "Oh, I couldn't make mature weight and realistically, basically." I don't know. You let me know what you guys think. Everything I said was facts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, "Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Come and watch my fight." Floyd Mayweather, "Easy work. I'm rich." And Manny Pacquiao, "Yes, it's up to my promoter. Just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.